Hello and welcome to something that's slightly different for this channel. Obviously, this channel is mainly known for kind of clips on FIFA 21, but as the summer rolls on and kind of the development of FIFA and the popularity of FIFA dies down again, ready for another FIFA 22, I kind of want to change some of the content that's produced on this channel. And I'm going to start it with like kind of general football talk. So for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to drop in a couple of videos that are done from special streams on the channel. For the next couple of videos, this is going to be a discussion I had with Max Kilham, who is a sports journalist graduate and also one of the members of the Get Stuck In podcast, which I'll leave a link to in the description, where we have a general discussion about the England provisional squad. Kind of who we think we should make it, who we think shouldn't make it. In the next coming videos, we will kind of have an outline of what formation we want to play, or what formation we would want Gareth Southgate to play, as well as a general Euro 2021 prediction, kind of with an entire roadmap out. Unfortunately, we couldn't actually get the visuals of Max's. He is talking through his, but unfortunately it wouldn't change, so it's only done what I have on my screen, which is mine. This kind of videos will kind of continue in the future as the full squad is announced. I will kind of do a separate one. Whether I do it with Max or not is up to how well this video goes. But yeah, like the video, obviously, subscribe if you want to see more. Please comment down below whether you like this video, what you did like, and what you did like, and whatever. One additional thing that I did just forget to mention is that the audio in this is slightly weird on Max's part. It's quite quiet. This is something that won't happen in the future. It was only something that I realised whilst I was editing it back and watching it back. So if you might want to turn it up a little bit, but mine is kind of loud as like in comparison to it as well, so the audio is a little bit meh, but the content is great. Yeah, let's get into it. It's Trey Young, isn't it? Trey Young is.
I didn't even, mate. I was at my mate's. I was watching the game. My phone died. I didn't have a charger, so I had to follow the game on just like NBA TV, and just like watch the scoreboard.
Oh shit!
Trust me, I was so gassed when it just went 107, 105. Like, if I'd actually seen it, I would have gone nuts. Oh, God.
Right, it looks like the streams are working and stuff. So why don't we start with this England squad? Obviously, Gareth picked his provisional 33-man squad. That he's got to trim down to 26 by, I think it's midnight on June the 1st, isn't it? And I reckon we can start with the. Hang on, I think there's playback there.
I reckon we could.
Right, yeah. I reckon we can start with the keepers. I think we all know which keeper's not going. I have no idea why he's chosen Aaron Ramsdale. It must be just something to do with the fact that Nick Pope's got that surgery so he can't go. But I think I'd be comfortable with those three going. Obviously, we're going to pick Jordan Pickford in goal, which is not going to fill me with confidence, but at the same time, he is experienced. It's certain
stage, so I feel like it's the best of what we have at the moment. And I mean, I quite liked before Dubravka came back from injury. I liked Carl Darlow, how he was playing. I'm not saying he would have started, but I would have quite liked to have seen him gone. So I think he's quite a good young keeper. I don't have any issues. I mean, Pickford's the obvious choice there.
Yeah, I mean, with Henderson, I've not really watched Henderson a lot. I understand that he's kind of taking over that number one spot at Man United now. But that game against Liverpool, and he just looks small. He looks small in the goal, and when you have, like, he looks smaller than Jordan Pickford, and that's quite impressive. I like Sam Johnston. I think he's, of the four that they've picked, I think he's played the best this season. Problem is, it's no experience, and
this weekend. But
yeah,
that was the only bad game he's had. But
yeah, yeah, but well, you playing for West Brom. I mean, it's bound to happen.
Yeah,
like, it's just the sheer volume of shots he must have faced. Yeah, so I mean, I think we can pretty much comfortably say that Aaron Ramsdale's not going. Defenders now. Defenders. I cannot believe we are in a position where we are even debating whether Trent goes or not. I can't. It's baffling to me. Obviously, he's picked 4 right backs. So the right backs he's picked Trent, Reece James, Kyle Walker, and Kieran Trippier. He's not going to take 4 right backs. That's not a smart thing to do. Take 4 one position going into a major championship. So one of those has got to go. Obviously I have a brain, so I know it shouldn't be Trent. But I got a feeling he might leave Trent at home.
I could see him taking a 4. I'm not even gonna lie, because Trippier can play both sides. Reece James can play in a 3. So that's 2 that can play in those positions. Like, I think he's going to go for players that have a bit more versatility as well. Because I do think with Southgate, he does tend to get quite a lot of flack for things that, I don't know. I think he gets more flack than he deserves. Like, I think he'll take all 4 in the end. And I don't think it'd be a bad choice, because I just think, like I said, all these guys can play a number of positions, whether it be fullback, the right 3, or a wing back. So I think they all have a role to play. Because everyone has been on about, why is Trippier in the squad? He's just played under one of the best defensive coaches in the world and won La Liga. He can't have been that bad this season. It's just no one watches La Liga.
Yeah, I don't get that at all. I don't get why people are saying, why is Trippier in the squad? Atletico, he's going to play at the highest level defensively out of all those players.
I wouldn't be partial to Trippier starting. He's clearly still at it. He's still good. And he's had masses of it. He was one of our better players at the World Cup.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, I wouldn't have any problems with Trippier starting, provided it's in a back 4. And because I think this is going to be an absolute massive shock if Gareth Southgate plays an actual attacking formation and plays 4 at the back. I don't think he will, but if he plays a 4 at the back, I don't think he should start Trent, because I think with the fact that we don't have a good defence compared to the rest of our team, whereas Trent plays in a team where he has Van Dijk and Gomez as the backup, so he can afford to go forward. Whereas when
I do think though, because I feel like there's been a long-standing thing with Southgate, and that people don't enjoy the fact that he is quite defensive. But my counter to that is that to win an international tournament, it's been proven. The first international tournament I watched was the 2006 World Cup. Every single one from the Euros onwards have had stellar defences. And we don't have an amazing set of individuals. We've got decent individuals in defence. So he needs to compensate for that. You look at the Italy team in 2006, all the Spain teams, Germany, and that Portuguese team was so good defensively.
Yeah.
For me, and that French team. For me,
it
all starts with how good defensively you are. Because when it gets late in the tournament, most of the time these games are not.
That's a great point. Yeah, that's a great point.
They're not high-scoring games. They're 1-0s, 2-1s. Got to be solid at the back.
But at the same time, if you want to go down that route, England quite clearly, we'll get onto it when we go into the attackers, but we quite clearly have overall the best attacking lineup probably in the world right now in terms of depth of choice. I think the argument people are making is that if we have all these powers to our disposal, we have Harry Kane, we have Jadon Sancho, we have Marcus Rashford, we have Jack Grealish, we have Phil Foden, we have Mason Mount, we have all these players. Why don't we use that to our advantage and try and outgun teams? Why are we focusing on our weakest area when we could be doubling down on our strongest area? That's just one point, really. Going back with your point on taking all 4 right backs, I think the versatility is probably what's going to keep all 4 of them in, if he does keep all 4 of them in. And it's highly dependent on the fitness of Harry Maguire. If Harry Maguire is not fit and doesn't make that final 26, he does take all 4, and I think he plays Kyle Walker at centre-back.
Tell you what would have been very interesting is if Joe Gomez was fit, because Gomez would have gone.
Oh yeah, Gomez would have started. If he played if Joe Gomez was fit, he would play a 5-back. He would.
Yeah, and Gomez plays right back as well. I think Trent would have been pushed out if Gomez was fit. It's a tricky one. The back 4. He's going to play a back 5. So I've seen all these back 4s like.
Well, I don't know. The last couple of games that he played in March, he played 4-2-3-1.
Which game was that though? Was that San Marino?
No, there's one before San Marino that he played 4-2-3-1 at as
Oh,
well.
okay.
Because obviously with,
Can't remember
I
that
mean,
game.
yeah, I mean it's San Marino. Obviously, we're not looking at the score there, but we're just looking at more how the team would
Yeah.
run. But yeah, in terms of defense, I've got no real qualms. The one thing I am questioning is obviously Connor Cody, Ben Godfrey, and Ben White. I think Ben White's played well, but in terms of Brighton centre backs that have played well this season, you could have put Lewis Dunk in. I think he's a better centre back, so he's probably building for the future, kind of build that experience in.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why he's picked him.
Yeah, Ben Godfrey. I like Ben Godfrey. I know he's an Everton player, and I kind
I
of
really
have to
like
hate
Ben
him, but
Godfrey.
I think he's a great defender. Connor Cody and Tyrone Mings.
I think they've been kept in because I don't think he can change too much of the squad in terms of these guys have actually played together. If he started putting in, because I agree, I think Cons has been exceptional. I think Tomori probably deserves a shout. But these guys, if he chucked all these guys in instead, they've had like no game time
Yeah,
over the last year, like working together in the England squad and playing together. So I think that's the only reason. Because I do think, I don't know if it's down to Connor Cody, but Wolves haven't had the best season. I mean, Mings. I mean, you can make the argument that Cons has been better than Mings. So, you know, I think it's just purely chemistry. That I don't think it's to do with the how these individuals have played.
yeah, and
Solely.
yeah. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I mean, short of Harry Maguire not going, and short of John Stones picking up an injury, touch wood, in this Champions League final, they're not going to get a whole lot of game time. So they're probably going there for the morale, for the experience factor, which is, I think, part of the reason why I think Kyle Walker is probably the best right back to start, because he's the most experienced out of all those defenders.
That's true. That's true.
Now, the midfield, I don't think anybody misses out here in the midfield. So he's got Bellingham, Lingard, Henderson, Mount, Calvin Phillips, Declan Rice, and James Ward-Prowse. The big question mark is obviously Jordan Henderson, and that's only really due to his fitness. Having
And Phillips.
yeah, obviously, but his shoulder injury, it looks like he
So
should be fine.
I think he will be, but it's because it's a shoulder. But that's the only other one I've heard. But yeah, I don't know. I see if we go through this quickly. So you're saying, so we're saying that Ramsdale's gone, and then I'm going to say Ben White's gone, probably Ben Godfrey.
I tell you what, why don't we go through the squad and then go through at the end, kind of mark them off
Yeah.
as to who misses out. So if we continue the discussion with the midfielders, Jordan Henderson wouldn't be in that squad if there wasn't any chance of him playing. So I think we can presume that he will play a role. What role that is, don't exactly know. Either way, I would be entirely comfortable with if we end up playing a back five. We play Declan Rice and either Calvin Phillips or James Ward-Prowse as the two holding midfielders. If we play a 4-2-3-1, the same thing, 4-3-3, whatever. I think one thing we are safe to say is that Mason Mount will be part of that midfield. Kind of, he'll play every minute he possibly can. I, like pretty much everybody, apart from the most loyal Chelsea fans at the start of the season, was very sceptical of Mason Mount. I didn't really understand his fascination, but over the season, I think he's proven to be one of our best assets. He's fantastic. He has to start and he has to play pretty much every minute. I prefer
how good he is. He's just so consistent, and that's so invaluable.
Yeah.
Every game he puts in a shift. He's so good.
Yeah, I prefer him with the license to go forward rather than just that whole box to box. I think he's going forward. He's got a real talent.
Agreed.
Which I think is why Jesse Lingard's in there as well, because if Mason Mount, touch wood, gets some sort of injury, I think Jesse Lingard will probably slot in that place. I think he's not better than Jude Bellingham. I think Jude Bellingham is going to be one of the world's best midfielders, but Jude Bellingham is 17. So I think Jesse Lingard does have that tournament experience as well at the World Cup, and that's the experience that seems to be a factor in here, because that seems to be hard to find. I can't remember what the stat is, but there's not a lot of players with over 10 caps in this team. I think it might be less than 10.
Stones, Pickford, Maguire,
Kyle Walker,
Trippier,
Jordan Henderson,
Rashford, Kane, Sterling.
See, that's not many though, man.
And that's it, probably. Maybe Sancho. Maybe he's at 10, I'm not sure.
No, Sterling. Yeah, Sterling. Yeah, that's
Sterling,
it.
Rashford, Kane.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's a very young team again.
But I think that's the way we're moving forward. I mean, this England generation of players is better than the past 5 or 10 years that we have had it. You know.
100%. I mean, it's the only one that's come close to that 2016.
Oh, how we didn't win anything with that team, I have no idea.
That's the earliest England game I remember. Actually, no, the earliest tournament game I remember anyway.
Yeah. Forwards. Yeah. I've got some issues with some of these forwards. So we got Calvert-Lewin, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Mason Greenwood, Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, Bukayo Saka, Jadon Sancho, Raheem Sterling, and Ollie Watkins. I think Calvert-Lewin, Harry Kane, Jadon Sancho, Jack Grealish, Phil Foden, and did I say Rashford?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Raheem Sterling are all pretty much shoo-ins. Raheem Sterling, I don't think has deserved in his form to be starting, but I think
even Calvert-Lewin as well.
Yeah, 100%. They 100% deserve to be in there. I can only assume that he's choosing Mason Greenwood and Bukayo Saka because they will be starting eventually.
Yeah. Greenwood is the striker of the future, along with maybe Ollie Watkins. They're basically the. I mean, it's.
But I think he's categorised some of these players wrong. I don't think Phil Foden's a forward. I think he's a midfielder.
Thing is, though, he's been playing on the left of the 3 for City up front as a forward. So that's why he's been classed here. Because I would have said he was a midfielder, but he's literally been playing as a left forward. So that's the difficult decision in that. Where do you try and fit in someone like Foden and Grealish? Because they're quite similar in their role.
Oh yeah, it's 100% going to be one or the other.
Yeah.
I think
I'm not gonna lie. I know Foden's been great, but I hope it's Grealish because I think everyone's forgotten how good he was.
Yeah, I think Jack Grealish has that Gaza factor, you know.
Yeah, he's just a guy. I know Foden is too, but it's just unfortunate they seem to play the same role.
Yeah.
But Grealish before he got injured, oh my god, this guy was nuts. Like so good, a ridiculous player. Like, I haven't seen a guy like it for a while.
We actually seem to have this problem here with the forwards is that there's a lot of kind of number 10 ball carrying need the ball to play make something in these forwards that all want to start and they're just not going to fit in. It's part of the reason why I don't think Sancho starts because you think he'll want Mason Mount, he'll want Phil Foden, and he'll want Harry Kane's going to be in there, and if you put Jadon Sancho in there. I mean, you haven't got an outlet ball then.
But I do think that Sancho will start because I just don't think there's anyone else who's a natural right winger.
Yeah, I suppose.
There's just no one that really plays that position. I was a bit surprised. We don't really have many right wingers for some reason. We've got tons of left wingers, but
it's flipped. It's flipped. Do you remember it?
Can play there. That might get Greenwood in because I think it's going to be a decision between Greenwood and Watkins.
Yeah.
And I think Greenwood might get that shout because he's played on the right quite a lot for United. So, yeah, I think with the forwards, I really, really want Saka to go because I love Saka, but I'm struggling here.
I don't think Saka goes. I mean, we may as well shift on to this now. So the 7 that don't make it, I'm gonna say that Ramsdale doesn't. Ben White doesn't. For this second defender that doesn't make it, now that you've talked about the versatility of the right backs, I think Connor Cody doesn't make it. And then I think everybody from the midfield makes it, with the exception of possibly Calvin Phillips because of the injury stuff. And the forwards, I think he doesn't take Watkins, Saka. Do I need one more there? Is that 6 or is it 7? So I had Ramsdale, Cody, Ben White, Saka, Watkins. That's only 5.
5.
Shit.
Right, shall I tell you mine?
Let's go. Calvin Phillips or James Ward-Prowse. One of those two won't make it, and let's go. I have to say one of these right backs. One of these right backs can't go. He can't take 4 right backs. I know they're versatile, but just on experience, Reece James. I don't think Reece James goes. Okay, so you can say your 7.
Ramsdale, M. White, Ben Godfrey. I think I'm struggling between Calvin Phillips and Ward-Prowse. I'll come back to that. I think Ollie will miss out. I think Saka misses out. Who am I missing? Oh bloody hell! 2 more. Oh my god.
Yeah.
See, I think Cody's going because I think he plays in the middle of a 3. So
No.
for Wolves, so I just feel like he suits that system anyway. So I just feel like he's going to go. But maybe I'm wrong. 2 more. Did you say Trent wasn't going?
No, I said Reece James wasn't going.
I think Reece James will go.
I want him to go, but
Southgate would go with Reece James. I just feel like I'm going to say Ward-Prowse doesn't go. I think he likes Calvin Phillips. And one more, bloody hell, that's tough. I wonder what it's like for Gareth. God, I can't pick one. I feel like it's got to be another defender.
I think it's going to be key to. I think whoever he leaves out will kind of demonstrate what formation he's going to play.
Yeah. Let's just go with Reece. No, I just don't know, man. He could leave out Calvin Phillips as well. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that. Both Ward-Prowse and Calvin Phillips. Okay. 1, 2, 3.